Hello, hi guys. So in this video, let's look how bad code can cause a serious trouble in C or C++. And in this video, I'll be a little bit talking about buffer overflow. And it is one of the common technique which is used by the hacker to get a reversal of your operating system. So let's begin. So what I'll do is I'll create a buffer, a character buffer. So let's call it as name. So maybe I'll give a length of 6 and I'll initialize everything with 0. So then what I'll do is I'll fill this buffer with the user input. So what I'll do is strcpy string copy, and the destination is name, and the source is parg of 1, and the 0th is a executable name, and the first one is the name which is provided from the user. And I'll also declare one more variable. Let's say login as false. So what I'm doing here is, so I'm copying whatever the user provided input and saving into this buffer. So then what I'll do is, if strcmp string compare, I'll compare these two strings, name, comma, login. If the string is login is equal to 0, so then I'll say login is equal to true. So otherwise it will be false by default since it is initialized to false. So then what I'll do is, if login, so then I'll say welcome to my website. So otherwise what I'll do is stdc out wrong password, something like this. I'm gonna throw some error, so let me make it as C error. So let's compile this code. So I'll take a shell and let me compile this one, main.cpp. So then I'll try to execute this a.out, and simply if I execute this one, it is giving a segmentation fault because it is trying to copy this pargv into this name. So this line is giving a segmentation fault. So let me give some name, let's say login. So when I do this login, it's working as expected, right? Welcome to website. So what if I say logout and it is saying wrong password? It's working as expected, right? So what if user try to give some data which is bigger than the expected one? So simply if I enter, so here it is saying the stacks as stack smashing detected. So that means it is detecting the overflow. So by default, all the buffer overflow is being detected if anything coming from the command line argument in the GCC compiler, and by default it is enabled. And if I want to disable this one, you need to pass an argument to the compiler while compiling like this, no stack protector. So what I'll do is g++ no stack protector main.cpp. So now if I try to do a.out and let's say logout, it's saying wrong password. Let me give logout and some junk value again. So can you see here? So it is telling welcome to the website. So how come it is working? So here can you see I'm directly comparing this login string, but it is expected, it is working as expected, right? So let me put some printouts here. So it's a right login, otherwise let me throw an error, wrong login, something like this. So let me again compile this one and let me execute. So even though here you can see the wrong login is coming here, so that means wrong login is the control went to this wrong login. This comparison is working fine, but what is happening? Why this variable is getting true? Who is making this true? So the thing is, so whenever there is a buffer which is been declared here, so what happens is, so whenever I try to copy this stuff into this name variable, so since I had given only the size is 6, so what it happens is it will take first 6, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So it will take this first 6 character and it will copy to this name, and last this gg whatever we are sending, so that will be overwritten into this login. So by default login, anything which is not 0, so anything which is not 0 is considered as true. Even it is, if it is 11 also, it is considered it as true. So that is the reason. So this is like a buffer is getting overflow. So whatever the input which I'm sending from the user, so it is overflow. So that is the reason you should not believe anything which is coming from the user. So how can we fix this one? So one simple thing is, what you can do is p-argv of 1, you try to get the string length, strlen, string length of this string. If this is less than 6, so let me give some space to this null character. If it is less than 6, then only go. Otherwise, if it is greater than or equal to 6, so then what I'll do is I'll print invalid input \n and return -1. So let me try to recompile it, this one, and let me execute. Can you see now? So it's saying invalid input. So this is what I had written as my extra condition to check the user input. This is called defensive programming. So this is how you can avoid using the user input directly in your program. So always do not believe any of the user input. Always do some validation for this user input. Otherwise, you will get some condition where the buffer gets overflow, or you may be end up with some other situation. So that's it for this video, guys. So hope you like this video. If you like this video, please share and subscribe. Thank you.